Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back, the students, to the second part of management and the process of management. In previous class, we talked about management, what's management, what are managers. We also highlighted some management thoughts, and we discussed about planning. The first function was discussed in the last tutorial. In this video, we'll be discussing about organizing the second function of management, which is organizing. So what is the second function of management? So it's the second function of management, organizing. So what do you mean by organizing, and how do you organize? So we'll just study this here. So first of all, the word organizing means the process of assembling and coordinating human, financial, physical, and other resources needed to achieve the organizational goals. In the first function, we said we set some goals. In order to achieve the goals, we set some course of action. We take some decision in the planning, and then once we have set some actions, then we come to the second function, which is organizing. So what is organizing? As I said, that it's the process of assembling. What's organizing? It's the process of assembling. Okay, organizing is the process of assembling. Assembling means getting together, putting together, or bringing together. So coordinating human, like it's the organizing means we just coordinate the human, assemble and coordinate. What do we coordinate? Financial things, assemble, and then physical and other resources needed to achieve the organizational goals. In organizing case ما یک جای میکنیم شاگردان عزیز کمک هیومن را، انسان ها را، مالی، فیزیکی و دیگه منابع ما یک جای میکنیم تا organizational goals یا اهداف اداره که است ایرا ما به دست بیاریم. So the other, we say organizing refers to the systematic arrangement of different aspects of the business operations to achieve the planned objectives. Organizing means راجع میشه به systematic. Systematic means با ترتیب, which is done step by step, which is involved, in which the process is involved, right? Arrangement of different aspects of business operations to achieve the planned objectives. So here we have that. So organizing refers to the systematic arrangement. Organizing can was به ترتیب systematic راجع میشه of different aspects. یعنی ای که از مختلف ترتیب را مختلف عوامل بزنس را اداره میکنیم به خاطر به دست آوردن یعنی پلان شده اهداف را. So for better management of organization, it's essential to place right man for the right job. اگر بهتر میخواین که یک اداره خوب پیش بره، یعنی خوب مفاد کنه در آینده، the organizing step این معنا داره که چیزایی که هستن باید منظم پلان گذاری شود. منظم باید، یعنی کارش صحیح با کار صحیح شخص، یعنی کاری که یک شخص بهتر کرده میتونه به رزو باید داده شود. So in planning, in organizing, we also have these things, and let's discuss them in Word file. What are those things? So we will discuss it. So we say that what do we do in organizing? First, we just determine. What do? We determining of how best to group activities, and resources, how best to group activities and resources. Like in organizing, we determine how best to group activities and resources. The organizing ما ایرا مشخص میسازه، میرا تشخیص میکنیم که چطور فعالیت های خود منظم گروپ کنیم، فعالیت های خود و منابع خود منظم بهتر اداره کنیم. The organizing بهتر ترتیبش کنیم. Or also we say defining. The second thing we do in organizing is we define tasks. What do? We define tasks in organizing and duties. Define tasks and duties. The organizing case ما کارها را مشخص میسازیم که کدام کارها را باید ما در این هفته یا در این ماه یا در این سال انجام بدهیم، right؟ و کی ها باید انجام بدهد. این همه چیزها را ما در organizing چی میکنیم؟ مشخص میسازیم. And then we do what we also do in third. We say we group grouping positions into effective structure. Into what? Into effective structures. So structures. So we group the positions. ما مقامها را به موثریت تشکیل یا ساختار گروپ میکنیم، رایت، مشخص میکنیم که کدام چیزها را باید به کدام شکل منظم پیش یک چارت یا استراکچر جور میکنیم که در اون باید کدام کار چه قسم و چه قسمی انجام داده شود. So we do this in what, in organizing, and we also clarifying authority, responsibility and reporting relationships. So here we also clarify the authorities, that what authority should be given to what person or which person, and responsibility, what will be the responsibility. If the authority is given, the responsibility should be also given, and how will they report the relationship to the top level management, middle level management, and others. So we also do staffing. So staffing, we'll discuss that later on. So we do all these things and we select the last one. I will just finish this. We select right person for the right job. As I said, that if you want to achieve your goals effectively and efficiently, you have to select right person for the right job. Right person for the right job. So selecting right person for the right job is the function, is the second function of business of management, which is organizing. I hope you understood, dear students. The third one we have is staffing. Now, what is staffing? So we say staffing involves a man in organizational structure through proper and effective selection, appraisals, and development of personnel to fill the roles designed into the structure. Simply, selecting right person for the right job, we call that staffing. شخص سعی را با کار صحیح انتخاب کردن ما و شما staff میگیم، استخدام میکنیم که در این که از اشخاص را با کار صحیح که او میتونه effectively یک کار پیش ببره، به طور موثریت یک کار پیش ببره، این را ما staffing میگیم، یعنی استخدام منظم میکنیم که در این که از appraisal and development of personnel میشه. کسی که کار خوب کرد او را appraise میکنیم، توصیفش میکنیم، معنوی یا مادی یعنی مجازات مکافات میدهیم، و همچنان کپاسیتی بیلدینگ استافینگ میکنیم، یا استراکچری که چه قسم دیزاین شده است، قواعد یا نقشی که کدام شخص باید اونجا بازی کنه، در استافینگ ما او را مشخص میسازیم. یعنی به طور ساده ما میگیم که در استافینگ ما با یک کار اشخاص را استخدام میکنیم که اون کار را منظم انجام بده. The staffing case, in staffing these things are involved. So what are involved in staffing? So we will discuss that here. So the things that are involved in staffing So we say recruiting, we recruit people in staffing. ما مردم را چی میکنیم؟ اشخاص را انتخاب میکنیم، recruit میکنیم. البته recruit یعنی استخدام میکنیم اشخاص را. بعد از او با select میکنیم که کدام کار کدام شخص باید پیش ببره در staffing. بعد از او باز placing میکنیم، اون شخص را انتخاب شد باز placingش میکنیم، جا به جایش میکنیم، promoting هم میکنیم که اون شخص چی کار انجام داده او را باز تشویق میکنیم، مکافات مجازات است. و همچنان compensating، اگر کاری خوب کرده باشه یعنی compensating میکنیم، جبرانش میکنیم، پیسه برش میدیم. یا training، و چی میکنیم؟ training، او شخص را training میدهیم که تا یا او employees را training میدیم که تا این کار را بهتر انجام بده. So این 5 چیزا که از the staffing انجام میشه. So we do all these 5 things in staffing. So in staffing is involved recruiting, selecting, placing, promoting, and compensating, and training employees if there is necessary. Okay, so we do all these things. So the second is we have leading. It's in some books it's also called directing. In leading or directing, managers determine direction, state, or clear vision for employees to follow, and help employees and understand the role they play in attaining goals. So in simple words, in leading we influence a group of people for achieving common goal where one person leads the whole group. The leading what you mean? In leading we what do we do in leading? In leading we influence a group of people. The leading case ما یک تعداد مردم را رهبری میکنیم تا کدام اهدافی که از طرف نهاد اداره شده است یا انتخاب شده است اینها را به دست بیاره. لیدینگ میکنیم. کسی که کار غلط انجام بده ما برش میگیم که کار غلط کردی رو تو کنه. یعنی که کدام we take some measures, we take some decisions in leading, like for example if somebody is not doing his or her job effectively, we guide them or we lead them to do things better, we direct them, we instruct them, we give them sort of instructions for doing things effectively. So we do all these things in leading. So in leading we motivate members of the organization to work in the best interest of the organization. Like in leading, what do? We motivate the employees or the members of organization to work in a best interest of the organization. So we also influence group of people to achieve a common goal, as I said here, where the leads is important. The leading case ما رهبری میکنیم، ما یک شخص تشویق میکنیم تا کار منظم انجام بدهد. Right? So in leading, these are involved. What are involved in leading? Sorry for that. In leading, things are involved. What are involved in leading? Let's discuss this. So in leading, what do we do? Let me just open this. Leading involved. In leading, these things are involved. First, we direct people. Like if somebody is deviating, we just tell them, we show them the right path, and we show them that how things are done effectively and how things are done in a right way. We direct them if an employee is deviating from the the given task or duty, we motivate them. For example, if things are not happening in a better way, so we motivate them. If things are not happen the way they want, we motivate them that yes, we are doing so well. Like we say that leading is a process of stimulating people to high performance. We stimulate them to do better things, and for high performance we stimulate them. So, and we also communicate to employees to influence them to achieve organizational goals. So that was all about leading or indirecting. So we also have the other one, we have controlling. Now, what is controlling? And the word controlling, I'm sure that you guys are accustomed to the word controlling. From the name, it's clear that controlling means monitoring and correcting ongoing activities to facilitate goal attainment. It's called controlling. So in controlling, we are making clear standards. We monitor progress and results, and we know when and how to intervene, correcting deviation successfully, right? So in controlling, we say that we evaluate and correct individual performance to ensure that events like performs or in events are being done as they are planned. Okay, so if objectives are not being achieved and performance is not up to the mark, so we take some remedial measures must be taken. Like we see if the person is deviating from objectives, we tell them that you have to do these things and you don't have to close your eyes from the task, or you don't have to shirk in your job. So we say that the basic management function of establishing standard, we establish standard, we compare actual performance against them, and the third, we take some corrective actions if required. If there are corrective actions are required, so we do in controlling. So like we say, managers evaluate how well the organization is achieving its goals and takes corrective actions to improve performance. شاگردان عزیز، ما شما میخوانیم که کنترلینگ اداره کردن یعنی ما شما کار نظارت کارهایی که ما با کسی استخدام کردیم، مثلا ما پلنینگ کردیم، ارگانایزینگ کردیم، استافینگ کردیم، لیدینگ کردیم، دو باز کنترلینگ اداره میکنیم. همه چیزا رو ما فالو اپ میکنیم که کارهایی که ما با اشخاص اساین کردیم، تامین کردیم، آیا اینها این کار منظم انجام میدهند یا نه. اگر یک شخص یک کار منظم انجام نمیدهد، یعنی اونجا ضرورت از این باشه که یک شخص انحراف کرده باشه، ما میتونیم که اونها را انحراف از اونها را حل بسازیم، برای مستقیم تشویق کنیم که شما این را انتخاب کنین، این کار را بکنین تا کدام اهدافی که از طرف نهاد سرچ شده است به دست بیارین و چقدر ترقی کردیم، چقدر پیشرفت کردین، این را مقایسه میکنن. در کنترلینگ ما مقایسه میکنیم که چقدر ما خوب روان هستیم، چقدر ما با ابجکتیو خود، با دست آوردن ابجکتیو خود نزدیک هستیم. این چیزا را ما در کنترلینگ اداره میکنیم. So we do all these things and we're in controlling. So this was about controlling. Now let's talk about a level of management. there are three levels of management: the top level management, middle level management, and supervisor. It's also sometimes called the low level management, right? You see here, what do we do in this top level management? In top level management, they are responsible for making organization wide decisions and establishing the goals and plans that affect the entire organization. The top level management مدیرا هستند که اینها مسئولیت از داره که کلان تصمیم را بگیرن، مثلا کدام اهداف را ست میکنن، اهداف را تشخیص میسازن که این اهداف را به دست بیاریم و با دست آوردن اون اهداف پلان ها را اداره میکنه که تا این پلان ها که سر کل اداره یا سر کل سازمان اثر یا تاثیر گذاشته میتونه. یعنی به ساده ما میگیم تاب منیجر مدیرا هستن که اونها در کلان تصامیم را میگیرن که در پلانینگ می باشه، گولز می باشه. middle level managers they manage the work of supervisors. اینا که از کارهایی که سوپروایزرز انجام بده اینها را اداره میکنند. مثلا پلانینگ و گول سیت شده است از طرف تاپ لول منیجمنت و میدل لول منیجمنت را عملی میکنن، کار مردم انتخاب میکنه که اینها را پیش بره. یا فرست لاین منیجر باز شخصا میگن که they manage the work of non-managerial employees who are involved with the production. مثلا یک تعداد مردم هستن که مستقیما در تولید اشتراک دارن. فرست لاین منیجر که از اونها را میبینن که هر شخص کار جدا کار خود صحیح انجام میده یا نه، اینها را فرست لاین منیجر هم میگن یا برش چی میگن what do we call that low managers هم برش گفته میتونیم. So top management spends more time on planning and organizing. top management که زیاد وقت سر پلانینگ و ارگانایزینگ سپری میکنه، اونها که زیاد وقت خود سر پلانینگ و ارگانایزینگ سپری میکنن. first line manager spend more time in leading. و first line manager که زیاد وقت کارمندان را یا کارگران را اداره میکنه که تا این کارهای خود این مردم کارهای خود صحیح انجام میدهند یا نه. So شاگردان عزیز این بود درس امروزی ما شما. اگر شما کدام مشکل داشته باشین، سوال داشته باشین، میتونین که در گروپ های خودتان ببانین و ما انشاءالله کوشش میکنیم که سوالای خودتان حل کنیم. So dear students, this was a brief introduction of management and functions of management, also a little brief introduction about the levels of management. Inshallah the full the details explanation will be given inshallah in the management subjects, which is going to be taught inshallah in upcoming semesters. This was just an introduction to the management and its functions. I hope you have found this lecture useful and you benefited from the lecture. If you have got any questions, you are most welcome to put your question in your groups, so I will try my best to reach out your questions and get your questions answered. Stay safe and stay blessed, dear students.